Yeah. Look at this shit. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, it's just like, honestly, yes, I think that was the inspiration. But like, Lord, it's like, I feel like it's like junk feeds, but like, it's just updated, it's upgraded. It's just, I like, there was no thought process, honestly. It was just, let me use the beads that I already have. Yes, there's some yellows in there, there's greens, there's blues, there's purple, there's brown, there's silver. I have a few locks that I haven't put beads on yet. Somewhere. I don't know what this week's vlog is gonna be, to be honest. That's why I really haven't said anything except from that passport, me getting my passport, which I don't even know if I'm gonna put in this video, if I'm just gonna save it for when I'm packing for my trip. And but yeah, so I don't know. I've just been chilling. Okay, here's a log with no beads in it. Then I'm about to put some beads in. What was I just about to say? I've just been chilling. I've just been reading, to be honest, listening to music. I feel like my phone is upside down. It's okay. We're going to leave it. I've just been chilling, listening to music and reading because there's really nothing else for me to do right now. Kind of just sitting around waiting for my trip. Last week was pretty eventful though, so I'm not really like mad about not having any. Look at how they're just glistening. Like, I'm not really mad about not having anything to do. Yes, I have the same shirt on. I did my laundry, so it's clean. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't put water on this table because water and wood do not go together at all. Like, you can't even tell, but I can tell, and it's bad. Yeah, it like seeps into the material. It's not good for the table, so it's not good for my dresser. But yeah, I guess I'll just pick up the camera whenever I feel like something relevant. I was gonna show you guys me doing my hair, but I was in the mode. I was in the zone. I couldn't show you. I'm sorry. Like, but it was really nothing. I'll show you. I guess I'll show you me doing one right now. Get you some. And then really the key component, this. If you don't have one of these, just call it quits. Just call it quits, bro. I have bags of beads. This whole bag is full of beads. More beads. I like to use beads that the holes are this big because it just makes it easier to get it through my locks. And I would take, I have some more. I kind of want to put this pink in there. Fuck it, why not? Actually, should I? I don't know. Now that you're here, I'm like, fuck, what should I do? But this is what's so crazy about filming. It's like, how am I at 5 minutes already? That's why I'd be like, I don't know if I'm gonna leave it in there, because it'd be like long as shit for no reason. Where's the? You just, I mean, if you're black, if you don't know how to do this, I don't know what to tell you, bruv. I haven't been on Instagram since like last weekend, which is not that deep because it's Tuesday now, but I haven't been on my Instagram and I kind of want to just go on there and just share a video of my luscious, beautiful hair. And I might do that depending on how I feel. I don't know how I feel. It is kind of a little bit heavy. It's not like heavy, but it's definitely like you don't want to sleep wrong because you will have a stiff neck. This bitch website is too kind. Like, I'm talking about way too kind. I'm talking about, let me show you my face. It's a crazy fit. I feel like a dork because I am a dork. And if you have a problem with that, social media is not very social. It's more media than social. Also, I've been drinking Red Bull for the last days. These earrings are cut. You see, I just need a nigga to give me some money, like. But also, it's like I kind of don't like. I don't know if I want my nigga to be buying my clothes. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, go please. I'm just saying that me personally, I want to own my style. Like, I mean that in a way of just like, I want to know that I know that this looks good and I have the money to know that this looks good and I'm going to get it because I know that it looks good. I don't need niggas to be giving me money to buy shoes because they think that it looks good and they want me to dress a certain type of way. Also, I understand the micro ways of control, and that's one of them. Okay, if someone gives you money, they give you money, right? That's fine. But if someone is like buying your clothes for you, like genuinely you have no sense of style and your nigga is the one nigga being gender neutral, it could be your girlfriend, it could be your boyfriend, it could be their friend, your partner, whatever you want to call it, my boy. That's just them being like, well, this bitch is boo boo the fool. I'm just gonna, if this nigga is really my nigga being gender neutral and this nigga don't know how to dress, bitch, I'm gonna get this nigga together. And that's what that tells me. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But she has some really cool skateboards and I kind of want a skateboard. And if I get a skateboard, I know that I'm going to get her skateboard. And that's because this skateboard is kind. Look at it. Look at this skateboard. There's one that she has. It's like red. I like that one too. But I think I'm all... I feel like I've gone through her whole website, to be honest. But yeah, I went through her website and then I started putting on my own clothes because I've been having the urge to shop. I want to really get some. I also made these earrings. They're so kind. You wear them like this. This is the front. But yeah, I don't know. I was painting and I needed some inspiration and I was like, okay, well, I went on Pinterest and I just knew Pinterest. I was just talking to Heaven about Pinterest and I'm just like, people need to delete Pinterest. I'm not saying you should. You do what you want to do. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what the fuck you be doing. Who cares? You don't know what I be doing either. But I'm saying that, like, if you don't know who you are and Pinterest is the only one who's telling you who you are, you need to delete that shit. Go outside. Read a book. But if you already know who you are, you can keep your Pinterest. No one's telling you to delete your shit. Just make sure you're going back to remind yourself that, like, even though I have a little boo-boo, because Heaven gave me a little boo-boo. So I have a little boo-boo. I did not buy a little boo-boo. But if you know you're not really the Labubu type of person, but all of a sudden everybody has a Labubu, go back to your Pinterest. Let's look at the accessory pins. What did you like? Did you think about putting watches on your bag? And then now everyone's wearing the Labubu. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your time to shine. This is your time to shine. Also, pussy power is real. I'm telling you. What other thoughts? Guys, sometimes I be annoying. And it's because I was just thinking about that too. I was thinking about how I need someone who I'm allowed to annoy and it's okay. Like, they're not gonna die. Damn, I'm gorgeous. They're not gonna die. They're not gonna be annoyed. They're not even gonna be annoyed about annoyance. Because that's the point. The point is to know that I have the ability to be that. Anyways. Okay, she's giving me enough info. I can exit out the tab. I went on Depop. This bitch is disgusting. I've been on Essence because, I don't know, I was looking for inspiration and I gotta take a shit. And I couldn't find none on Pinterest. And then I thought about clothes and I was like, I love Ryan. We should date. And then I was like, let me go on Essence. And then I was like, okay. Then I was like, oh, do they have Moa Lola? And then they did have Moa Lola. I think that was what I was just on. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the skirt. Yeah, I was on Moa. This is Moa Lola. And I was like, this is it. And so then that incentivized me to go on the Moa Lola website. And that's how I knew that Ryan was working. Ryan, love. Anyways, what was I saying? The reality is I can't be intimidated by the desire that others desire, the things that I desire. Also, that means a lot of things. I've also been writing. Let me read you what I wrote because a nigga is a genius. And I was thinking about this last night because my friend Heaven introduced me to substacks, and I read this thing about yearning and being seen. And this Dochi shit that was ass booty cheeks raw. And I also watched the movie Bound yesterday. All of this happened in one day. And it says, does mutual hate equal love? Is mutual hate equivalent? I'm gonna read everything that I wrote because there's some typos and we're gonna just embrace them because that's the point. Is mutual hate equivalent to understanding that there has to be love here? There has to be love that exists for hate to be here. I'm not saying that the hate is not real and the violence isn't either. I'm saying that there's a sort of comfort that occurs when you know that someone hates you and you hate them back. There's a mutual understanding that there is a distaste for one another. No one needs to bother with pleasantries or anything of the sorts. I think I'm thinking of other things that might be in relation to this, but might not. The love we have for our friends is real. The love we have for ourselves is felt. The reality is that when you love your friend, there's certain things you feel, certain restrictions and limitations to self-actualization. I think that's what I wanted to say. I must say that friends are a hindrance of being your full self. I'm saying you yourself understand the limit of being yourself around your friends. I've been thinking, it says, I've been think about how I act. What? There's no end. When I'm around people. I understand that sometimes I think like a performer and that things are performances of show that you care and that you are there. But when I'm being real in myself, I'm not. I'm somewhere with other beings being that know my energy. That says something else than energy, but we're just gonna say energy because Lord. Do you want to see what I'm reading? People know me and I know people, but do I feel their knowing or do I see it? Is there hate there? I am curious. Most of the times I end up having to read things to understand how they work. What happens? What is happen? Oh, what is happening? And what's the script? As a creator, I understand the underlying meanings of many things, but what is truly clear to me is that there are many things I don't understand, like why friends want the guy you want, why they it was you, it was me, it was me, it's you. We on it. I was hard to see. I need a twerk song. Let me show y'all this is how I get. Let me show you. What song is this? Oh. They play this at the club. They play it at every club. I don't know if this is. I'm not done this money like a free girl. I don't know if this is my song right now. It's gotta be. I can't compete in my jeans. Like, I can't. So I get like the long What? Oh. Do my hair still.
I did the right way. Do it on the.
Don't know what to do without it. Guys, we're taking classes for real, for real.
I don't even know what happened. No. It's honestly the deal. Go to bail out. Hold on. Y'all don't got that. That's us. I don't know what you know what I'm saying? You know how they got. They got.
They get busted. Oh, they saw the cops.
Wait, why did we get out at the perfect time?
No, look,
It's Safo-Orah.
everything is meant for
Is that our intuition?
Why they gotta fuck shit up? What's up with that?
It's hella too. Nothing at the paddy wagon. He's coming down the street. He's right there. He's coming down the street.
Party poopers.
We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
Party poopers.
Oh, right time.
We're not even home.
Actually,
We're just like not there.
Time because there was cops on the street when we left out.
For real?
That was actually perfect timing as well.
And then we left on our own accord. We didn't leave like all the cops.
You see, look at them.
Where's the Uber though?
You see how crazy that was? You see how intuition protects us like that?
Yeah. I do know that when niggas try to, it's not even, I don't even know, like it's not, I wouldn't say that. I just think that when people are not really clear with communications and letting you know fully what is going on in their life in a way that would help you proceed more precisely and cautious about, more precisely and purposefully, because they want to withhold personal information that would be very helpful to understand how to approach, or whether to leave or hold on to something. it's kind of really upsetting because it's like when you don't have communication going, you end up having to talk to yourself and make things up for yourself to make sure that there's still a common ground or a foundation of friendship or a foundation of blessing. I don't know, there's still something there, but obviously when someone is actually clearly communicating to you, you don't have to make up their response for yourself in your head because they can just speak for themselves. But one thing I realized about a lot of men or a lot of boys my age who are also 20 or around about to be 20 or still in their teens or maybe almost not really, like honestly from 20 to like maybe 23, but honestly I haven't really I don't know, from honestly 19/18 to like 22. And honestly, this is not exempt, this is just the age range that I'm thinking about for adults, like whatever. But when people are not clear communicators and honest with themselves about who they are and what the things that they desire, there's no way that they know how to communicate clearly to you about what you mean to them and what you are to them, and why they desire or if they desire you. A lot of the times it sucks and it sucks that it's true, but a lot of the times people leave their options open even when they're closed off because they don't know how to be alone or they don't want to miss out on this illusionary opportunity to be able to either fuck with you or fuck on you or whatever the other options are. So they find ways to loophole around letting you know that there's someone that they're engaging with because they're trying to find this person who's much more susceptible to being played with and to be toyed in a way that they can enjoy bringing them around people and have them as an accessory, but also as something sort of substantial in their real life in a way that's like, this is not just this illusionary idea. This is a person that I can sort of project whatever reality or fantasy that I want onto them, and I know that they will receive it because there's this desire on their end to be chosen. And when I realized that, I don't really have, I mean, there's always going to be a desire to be chosen, but I really have a much more of a stronger desire to choose something that's much more palatable and substantial to who I am. And instead of waiting for the other way around to kind of be chosen or to kind of be noticed or to be valued in a way that's like, oh yeah, this is someone I want to take seriously, this is someone that I find sexually attractive, this is someone that I can see myself being romantically in on their end. It's like, okay, let me look at you from head to toe. Let me understand how you navigate yourself, how you navigate your friendships, how you show up, are you on time, these things, right? Because I think that also the thing is that like when I was still in the loop and I was still living at the dorm, it was kind of easier for me to bypass these things and kind of understand that, like, you know what, it's fine, we're all here. It's kind of just like we're still in school. But when you kind of remove yourself from an institution in a way that it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to class. I'm not in school right now, it's summertime, but I'm gonna go to class and I'm gonna have to leave my house 40 minutes earlier so that I can get there on time instead of just leaving like about 10 minutes because I can just walk. I say that to say that you just kind of understand that there's much more effort to show up for yourself and for your own education and for your for your own education, for your own self. And if someone is not willing to kind of do that for themselves and do that for you, then it's not worth it. I say this also to say that a lot of the times, literally a lot of the times, this has happened like a couple times, but maybe a little bit more. I find someone really attractive, maybe in class or something like that. And then I see the way that they show up to class, whether it's that they're late or when we have a critique, they don't really show up. They don't really show their work that well. There's really lackluster effort. I'm turned off. I really like smart people. I like people that value time. I like people that know, even it's like literally for yourself. It's like if we're all gonna be here for critique and you're gonna be late and you're gonna show us this shitty work, it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna do that to myself. So yeah, just things like that. I'm just like, so I definitely noticed things like that. And also just how punctual or finicky people are. Also, I hate when people are late or when people like don't know how to get places on time. It's just so fucking annoying. But I say this to say that it's summertime, and I saw something yesterday, and it really kind of, it wasn't like my eyes were closed, but it kind of like made me look in the direction and see something that potentially was already there, but kind of like was like, hey, I'm here. And it was really interesting because in the moment, because I was outside, it wasn't so heavy, and it didn't feel like weighted, and it didn't feel real, because this person, it's just I've dealt with people that are hiding, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect or like, but I know what I am, you know. And so I know when people kind of are running away from who they are or running away from just reality, honestly. And so that's one of the reasons why I was just like, all right, this is not really a reflection on me and like how I present or how I show up. This is this has nothing to do with me and everything to do with, you know, how this person shows up and things that they need to figure out for themselves. But yeah, I would say like sometimes also realizing that when you have intimate moments with people, it might mean more to you than it means to them, and that's okay. Like there's no need to now try to reduce what it means to you just because you realize that it might not mean the same to someone else. Just because then shame comes in, and then you start to reduce yourself into something that you're not. And everyone is worthy of chasing their pleasure and, I don't know, chasing their thrill to a certain cause. But don't do things that make you feel gross or make you feel lost or forgotten about or foreign, and not in a way that's like, oh, I feel foreign and I feel like I'm in a foreign place and it's new. It's like, no, foreign as in like you can't even look at yourself and see who you are. You're just like, who is this person? Once people make you feel a certain type of way, or they lead you into no directions and they leave you there, once you have that experience a couple times, honestly the first time, I'd say learn how to navigate things for yourself, learn how to get home safely. If you're with your friends, as much as you think that the fun is there's still more fun to be had. If you're with your friends and they're leaving and you know that this is the people that you came with and that no one else is there to support you and make sure that you get home safe, when your friends leave, you leave. There's nothing else there. The people that you came with are leaving. Anybody else there is, I hate to say it, an NPC. You know, it's fine. You'll probably see them again. If you go outside again, you'll probably see them. It's, you know, it's like not that big of a deal, honestly. And to be honest, by the time it hits 11:30, you're just exhausting yourself. You need to be in bed by like 12:30 a.m. max. And if you're not in bed, you should at least be in your crib, and then you can play your music with your friends. You guys can come back to your crib. Even if it's a dorm, you can come back to your dorm. As long as you're in a vicinity that is not outside where the cops can show up and things like that are just hectic, or you're 5 years away from your actual crib and you're wandering the streets and you're waiting for the bus, that's not cute. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't do anything for you. It's not worth it. I think once you have a few experiences of having fun with your friends till like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you're still feeling agile and you feel like, you know what safe is, you know how to get back home, sure, do that. Once you start feeling exhausted and you start feeling like, what's the fucking point? Just stop doing it. It's not worth it. But yeah, it's so funny because I felt like something like this would happen before. I didn't feel like this would happen specifically, but I knew that I didn't really want to take anything with me to my trip emotionally or spiritually to Ireland, because I kind of want to go and relax, but also explore and discover foreign territory and be a little bit uncomfortable, but also be refreshed and rejuvenated, because it's just gonna be amazing. And I know how I think about things, and I know that this is going to fund a lot of my future visions and fund a lot of my future projects and just fund a lot of things that are festering inside of me. And also being able to see my mom and my brother somewhere else other than in New York or Baltimore or California, like in Europe, you know, that is going to be really enlightening, and seeing my family and eating good food. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I feel like I think also one of the reasons why this situation did not really bother me that much is because I had been writing, and I read you guys some of the writing that I wrote. And it kind of was like, it's like kind of like I already knew how I was already reflecting on this time, because I was gonna put it in my Juneteenth video, but I guess I knew that it wasn't gonna be true in that moment because I smoked. But now I'm sober, and I'm like the sober that is like, I smell it and I'm like, it's just a scent. That's just what it is. It's not a call to collapse and conform. It's just a reminder that this is something that you're familiar with and you don't have to fold. So especially, I think also having my friend Medi sleep over, hang out with me, she smoked, and just sitting next to her while she smoked and not smoking, I think built a good strength within me, because she was like, no, you're gonna be sober. And I told her, I was like, if this was like a year or so ago, if you would have asked me, you would have smoked, even though I literally told you before and you forgot, like not this moment, but not her specifically, but like say if I told someone, yeah, I'm kind of going sober, and they're rolling up and they're like, oh yeah, okay, we're about to go smoke, they kind of forget. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. But I reminded her, and she's like, oh yeah, I forgot. And then she's like, yeah, you're not gonna do this. And sitting with her kind of reminded me that, like, when you have friends that support you in your journey, like, everything is a lot easier, and there's less pressure to do things because things are fun or things are happening and stuff like that. But anyways, I say that to say that because I've been sober and I've been writing and I've been consuming media, not that much. I mean, I like to... I just got on Substack, and I'm gonna actually post that shit today. But I got on Substack, and because my friend Heaven sent me a few stuff, and I read it, and I was watching the movie Bound. I told you guys when I'm gonna post that video, because obviously I'm referring to it, and if I don't post it, you're not gonna know what the fuck I'm referring to. Also, I want to say thank you to the 1 to 5 people that stay watching my shit, you know, for choosing to see me when no one else is. And you know, but yeah, so reading some Substacks, I started to write in a much more free and flowing way, because I put my journal away, because I was like, I just felt like I was just writing just to write, and it didn't really mean anything, because some of the page would just repeat, and it's just like, I'm thinking, but something about typing on my computer felt a bit different. And so, you know, like I said, I read to you guys, and so like, and there's just certain things, I think I wrote last night too, so, but there's just certain things that were revealing itself to me. So when things like that happen, I just felt like, well, you already knew. Like, if I would have not had been writing, and if I would have just been holding things within me and trying to figure out how, like, what the fuck to do with it, and maybe I just didn't have a creative outlet, I feel like I would have been so much more hurt. Also, if I was drunk or smoking, whether it be a cig or a spliff, whatever the fuck it is, everything would have weighed so much more heavily on my mental and my heart and on my body. But because I'm around people that are half a bottle in, their 5th cigarettes, their 3rd Red Bull, 7th joint, it's like, dude, you're not here. You don't want to be here. That's fine. But your body is here. I'm here. My body is here. My being is here. So I don't have anywhere else to go but be here. And if I do go somewhere else, I've removed myself. But anyways, so yeah, I say that to say that writing and finding a creative outlet helps you navigate things much more freely, and makes things float lighter than if you don't have a creative outlet. Then things have a lot more weight, because you don't have anywhere to put them until they're just sitting in your body. So yeah, make sure you find something to do, like but yeah, and also there's this painting I'm working on, so not that I've touched in a few days, but just other than writing, I guess. So yeah, just wanted to, I didn't know I was gonna do this video, but at this point I feel like this is the point of my channel, is just to expose myself, but not from an exploitative narrative, but from an expansive one, you know? But yeah, I woke up this morning. This is how I'm gonna end it. I woke up this morning because I still felt a little bit heavy, and I felt disturbed. So it was like, I think 8 when I woke up, and I've been wanting to go on a morning walk for a while now, but I was just like, I'll just sleep in, because I usually sleep in pretty late, but last night I couldn't really sleep anyways, and so when I woke up I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go on a walk. So I put on my outfit, I went on a walk, and I went to the swing, and I felt super grateful that there's a swing in my neighborhood somehow. And so I just was on the swing and listening to my music, and I felt like I released a lot more things that I didn't last night, or through writing or just through dancing or whatever. And then I walked back to the bus stop, and I went to Whole Foods and got me a few groceries and made myself breakfast. Got a watermelon, ate some watermelon, and then I took a nap. Because like I said, I didn't really sleep. So yeah, I've just been on my phone, I guess, but I haven't really been on Instagram, because I feel like Instagram is feeling a bit more performative, in a way of like, I feel like I'm like just stalking people. Not that like I am, but like it just feels like I don't know, it just feels weird. So yeah, I'm not on there. Maybe I'll get back on there when I'm not in the United States. But yeah, that was basically my morning, and then, you know, now it's like almost 3, I think. But yeah, this is me. Those are my thoughts. I'm not a rapper, bro. So what you saw in the beginning is just free-flowing thought. Half of it is not even concise or cohesive. But yeah, this is me. This is my thoughts. And yeah, I hope you enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe, because you like real niggas, and real niggas really exist.